Cardano has just taken a massive step towards interoperability, being listed on the biggest DEX screener right now in the blockchain space, gathering nearly 30 million views per month from the entire crypto community. In addition, we've got the biggest NFT minting platform in Cardano, NMKR, announcing that they're officially going multi-chain, adding support for Solana. As a part of today's video, I want to talk about interoperability in Cardano. Oh, what's up, Ada Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. As a part of today's video, we're talking about some breaking news when it comes to the adoption and visibility and integrations of Cardano. Without any further ado, we're going to jump right on in. As always, if you guys find content like this to be helpful, make sure to smash that thumbs up on the way in. And if you want more, consider subscribing to the channel. So as the title of this video states, we've got a big boost to interoperability here, getting Cardano native tokens officially listed for trading on DexScreener. So this is a tweet that just came out not too long ago from the official SNEC team with a little teaser, right, and a link directly to DexScreener showing trading for the SNEC token. Now let's back up a little bit for anybody who isn't aware of what a DexScreener is. This basically is a centralized platform that allows for the browsing and trading of multiple assets in any ecosystem. So think of, for example, Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, Binance, now Cardano, being able to jump on one single platform, quickly jump between those different ecosystems, and quickly being able to get access to native tokens within those networks. So this brings exposure not only to Cardano directly, but also brings exposure to all of the Cardano native tokens or Cardano fungible assets to the broader community. Now, I mentioned how much traffic this particular platform gets. I mean, again, this keeps track of tokens on Solana, which right now has probably the most trading volume. Ethereum, which of course needs no introduction, Binance, Avalanche, which are sort of the runner-ups, and then even newer chains, for example, like Aptos and Sui, you're able to get access to everything from that particular platform. So let's go ahead and quickly check this out here. The official website is available at DexScreener.com. And if you want to see all of the Cardano specific tokens, you can add a /Cardano. I'll leave the link to that down below as always. Now, one thing to point out here is that in terms of the DEXs, because keep in mind that even though this particular platform does aggregate a lot of this information, these swaps have to happen on the actual Cardano network. That means this also actually provides an opportunity for DEXs, right, to get more exposure and more integrations. So we see that Saturn Swap is the first ever DEX to be listed or integrated directly into DexScreener for the Cardano ecosystem. Now let's back up a little bit here again. Keep in mind, we still have platforms like Sunday Swap V3, Wing Riders V2, MinSwap V2, which haven't been listed here. So as those particular platforms come on, they'll have their own Cardano native assets that will also show up here. This basically means that all of these swaps for all these different assets here will be directly going through Saturn Swap. So this is a huge boost here when it comes to traffic for this particular platform. Now looking here, what we actually have, we have a trending ticker here at the very top where we can quickly filter different timeframes. We've also got the different prices for all these different Cardano native assets, how old they are, the transactions, the volume, the maker, etc. Diving into a particular Cardano native asset, for example, here we've got Iagon. We can see here that you're trading Iagon on Cardano via Saturn Swap. And then we can see the chart here, of course. Now, taking a closer look here towards the bottom, what I really appreciate about DexScreener is that you're able to see exactly who's trading in real time. So we can see that there's been a lot of different buy orders for Iagon. You can also even see when people put in liquidity. Here we've got a couple of sales. And then you can also view everything based off of a particular trader or a particular wallet address. So we can see here that this particular number one maker has bought $1,000 worth of Iagon and sold about $2,000 worth. And again, you can see their unrealized gains and basically where they stand in terms of how much of the actual assets that they currently hold. Looking at the right-hand side here, you've got access to liquidity, fully diluted valuation, market cap, and then some of the recent trading action that's been taking place on the platform. Now, what does this mean for everybody moving forward? I mentioned earlier, we've got a lot of different DEXs and we've got a lot of different opportunities here within the Cardano ecosystem. And as people really begin to realize what's going on in Cardano and as the actual bull market picks back up, we've only seen, in my opinion, one particular leg. We still have another leg, hopefully, which is really the parabolic stage. But that aside, right, once that particular timeline happens, or once we get to that particular period of the market, people are going to be looking for access to Cardano native tokens. Now, a lot of them may not want to go ahead and actually download a wallet, have to, manage a seed phrase, etc. And so this is exactly where a platform like DexScreener comes in, where you're able to jump on this single platform, create an account there, and then quickly swap in and out of different assets. Now, think of, for example, from an exposure standpoint, maybe SNEC takes off and has a particular run, or even Iagon, or you can even think of another token, for example, like Nuvola, right? These are all tokens that are right now doing extremely well on Cardano, where now anybody outside of the ecosystem will have the ability to get quick and simple access to them. So this is a huge benefit here, a huge win, and super excited here because, again, this also increases the transactions on Cardano. It increases the trading volume and overall gives the network a lot more activity. So that's the first bit of news that I wanted to quickly start off today's video with. Number two, talking about people going cross-chain and people getting integrated. So the first portion I'd like to call interoperability by aggregation. We're now added to an aggregator. And for this particular portion, I want to label this as interoperability by integration, where we have the official NMKR team integrating Solana into their platform. Now, if you're not aware, NMKR by far is the minting platform in Cardano. They allow for you to mint fungible tokens, non-fungible tokens or NFTs, and then they're now even dabbling with RWAs when it comes to finance investments. Now, I believe 40% of the total amount of NFTs minted on Cardano has some way or shape been tied back to NMKR, which really goes to show how big of a powerhouse they are. In addition, this particular team has officially partnered up with Emergo, right, in order to bring RWAs and tokenized assets into the Cardano ecosystem. So to see this powerhouse, the biggest platform when it comes to minting NFTs on Cardano, now going cross-chain, it really sort of sets the standard here, which I've been saying this for a really long time. And I know people sort of gave me a hard time for continuing to cover them, but other projects have gone multi-chain, Meld being one of them. World Mobile recently announced that they're going multi-chain. We have Iagon, which started multi-chain. They've come into Cardano. But you also even have platforms, for example, like Book.io, which have also gone multi-chain, Genius Yield. And then earlier today, we actually saw Pi from SundaeSwap mentioning that he's now looking into actually porting SundaeSwap into the Midnight network. So interoperability, I think, is just the future. Whether or not people like it, I think it's inevitable. And it's really interesting to see that a platform like NMKR, which has been Cardano only, right, is now taking that leap and going multi-chain. Now, jumping over here, I mentioned, again, right now this kicks off with Solana, but we've got Patrick Tobler, the CEO of NMKR, breaking down, how the actual cross-chain minting works. So he states here, the way that we connect a project across multiple chains is by referencing the collection addresses or policy IDs in the metadata of the collection on the respective other chain. So think of, for example, on Cardano, you mint an NFT collection. It has one policy ID, and then you want to mint that, for example, on Solana. Now, what the team at NMKR will do is they'll allow for you to select at minting what NFT or what chains, that you want the NFTs on. And then what they'll do is take the policy ID from Solana and add that as metadata to the Cardano collection, and then vice versa, take the policy ID from the Cardano collection and then add that as metadata to your Solana collection. And that way you're able to quickly and easily cross-reference and confirm that the NFTs are for the same collection across multiple chains. Hopefully that makes sense. If I jump back into the screenshot here, I'll try to quickly break this down. But we have the Create New NFT Minting Project page with the policy section selected. And then we have a new policy being created. We have the ability down here to add the Cardano policy ID to the Solana collection metadata, and then vice versa. So hopefully, again, that really begins to make a little bit of sense. Now, jumping over here, I want to end off today's video by just briefly highlighting how important this is here. I know a lot of people historically, especially within the Cardano community, have not been super bullish on Solana, but to be fully fair, that's exactly where all the liquidity is. So, if you can't beat them, join them. Seriously though, looking here on the 7-day volume amount for Solana trades specific to NFTs, over $10 million. So this is huge here. Now, granted, it doesn't mean that every single NFT collection that's going to mint has to use NMKR. And obviously a lot of these blue chips have already minted. So it's not to say that, all of a sudden NMKR is going to be the most profitable project on Solana. However, from an exposure standpoint, this goes to show that the liquidity is there and that there's still a lot of brand new NFT projects actually being minted on the Solana ecosystem. So jumping over here to the recently added NFTs, we can see here that we've got, quite a bit here. Now, granted, the floors are relatively low and there hasn't been a lot of volume. But these are all NFT collections, with maybe 5, 10, 15, 20,000 pieces, which offers an opportunity here for the NMKR team. So want to congratulate that team as well. I recently had Patrick on the channel to discuss Finance Investments, which is now tokenizing Granite. They've also announced that they're tokenizing gold, and they're also going to be tokenizing equities or traditional stocks, starting with Apple shares. So if you guys want to find out more about that, make sure to go ahead and check out that interview down below. I'll leave it linked down there. If you enjoyed any portion of today's video so far, make sure to smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by and you want more, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave those down below. The last bit of news that I want to highlight here is just taking a look at interoperability across the board. People have fudded Cardano for a really, really long time. Shout out to Rick McCracken for posting this here. But looking at the left-hand side there, we have Cardano being able to interoperate with Arbitrum, Avalanche, A-Star, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Optimism, Polygon, all through the OneChain bridge. Now, I've also recently had Temujin Louis, the CEO of OneChain, on the channel. They've done a lot here for the ecosystem, bringing on board USDT, USDC, DAI, Tether, Gold. They've also even brought in Polkadot as of late, amongst many other tokens into the Cardano ecosystem. So that's really one sort of portion, or one sort of the arm there when it comes to interoperability. We've also got Chainport, which does bridging as well. They've had no hacks, no issues, and they bring us to multiple other networks. Taking a look, not too long ago, we saw Cardano integrating with the Cosmos IBC, giving us access to basically every other token or every other network that's a part of the IBC ecosystem or the Cosmos ecosystem. And then, of course, there at the very bottom, we've got access to the Rosen Bridge, and then platforms like Pima Studios, which are helping to build out cross-chain gaming infrastructure to really make adoption and integration for Cardano that much easier. That will do it here for today's video. As always, if you found any portion of this particular update to be helpful or insightful, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by the channel and you want more content like this, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave those down below. That said, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.